Recently, I have been so obsessed with turning all of my squishies giant. First, I made the world's biggest tie-dye rare mystery dumpling. I filled it up with slime. It is so squishy and feels like the real dumplings. And then I made the world's biggest Nido. This thing is so heavy, I can barely even lift it. And now my goal for the next couple of weeks is to turn every single one of my viral squishies giant. And I promised you guys that if I didn't find the mega rare glitter dumpling, then I would just make one. So today we're making the world's biggest glitter dumpling. Also, make sure to subscribe for a chance to win this giant mystery dumpling. I do giveaways all the time on my channel, and the next big one is gonna be this giant dumpling. All you have to do is subscribe and leave a comment in this video. Okay, let's get into it. So first, we're gonna need a ton of this air dry clay. You guys know how much I love air dry clay, and also clay squishies are my favorite kind of squishies. I just think they're the most satisfying. Now, the other giant mystery dumpling that I made was made out of slime, and that thing is so heavy. I cannot even lift it up. I always need help lifting it. But this glitter dumpling is gonna be so easy to lift up because clay doesn't really weigh much. And the next thing that we're gonna need is a wobble bubble. If you've been keeping up with my giant squishy series, then you would know that sometimes I like to use wobble bubbles because they're so stretchy. This is gonna be the skin for our squishy, and we're gonna use the pink one because guess what? We're making a pink glitter dumpling. I am so excited. Of course, it has to be pink because that's my favorite color. And also, I am taking suggestions in the comments. So if there's any kind of squishy that you want me to turn giant, please comment your ideas in this video. I got a lot of requests for a giant butter squishy, and you know what? I'm so down. Let me know if you want to see that. Okay, but here we have our dumpling skin. Honestly, this is gonna look just like the real thing. It kind of already looks like my dupe. This is a dupe, but it is such a good dupe. And this thing comes with this like little pump thing. I actually have the big pump for it, but this is my first time trying it like this. Honestly, I'm really excited. Let's see. This is really hard. Nothing's happening and I'm getting dizzy. So maybe we should get my pump out. Actually, no, I cannot give up. We're gonna keep trying. I think I'm doing this wrong. I need to flip it over. Okay, I need to figure this out. We'll be right back.
A few inches later.
I figured it out. Okay, ready? That sounds crazy. It sounds like a dinosaur. Wait, actually, this is so fun. Look. Well, first of all, you know what? I don't even think we need to do this because it's just gonna deflate anyways. We're supposed to add the clay inside of it, so I don't think it has to be inflated. Oh! Oh my gosh, it just farted. Anyways, now we need to add about 5 of these giant buckets of clay in order to turn this into the world's biggest glitter dumpling. So I'm just gonna stretch the wobble bubble and try to fit as much clay as I can in there. When I was making the giant dumpling out of slime, guys, I can't tell you how difficult that was. At first, I tried using a funnel to put all of the slime inside of the dumpling, and that did not work. So I just had to try my best to stretch out the wobble bubble. Okay, update. I got rid of the funnel and I just started using my hands, but look at this, it's actually working. I cannot believe this. And it started growing rapidly. It took me about like 2 hours to fill up the entire thing, and now it's just sitting in the corner of my room staring next to me, but now it's not alone. It has a friend, because last time I made the world's biggest Nido, and since I don't know where to put that, I just put it next to my dumpling, and now they're besties. They're both just hanging out in the corner, and I think by the end of this series, I am going to have a giant community of giant squishies. I'm really excited about making the butter though. I feel like that's gonna be so fun and such a good challenge for me. Making the Nido though was no joke. At first, I went to Walmart to get a container so that I could make like the base for our Nido, except it was too rectangular. Of course, it had to look just like an iceberg, like a cube. So I ended up having to take like one of the walls out and then glue it to the rest of the Nido. And the whole process took me like about 3 weeks to make. At first, I wanted to make it out of slime because clear slime looks the most like the corn syrup thingy that's inside of a real Nido. But then I realized it would be way too heavy, just like the dumpling, and that's why I cannot lift it. I cannot take it anywhere. So I decided to mix it with clay, which honestly I love so much more. And the result actually turned out so good. It looks just like a real Neato. I am really proud of my giant squishies. I feel like every time I've made one so far, they end up looking super realistic. And you know what I'm thinking for the next giant Neato squishy? I feel like we should make a fuzzball. These are my fuzzballs. I am a huge fan of fuzzballs because, so first of all, the texture is super awesome. Like it's kind of like that clay texture that I really like. This one, I actually cut open and filled it up with slime. Oh, honestly, this was such a good idea. I already fixed my squishy. Look at it! She's back! It low-key looks kind of rotten. Like, I don't know why it has that color. And then I sewed it back together. So it looks like nothing happened. It looks pretty good. I also have these little tiny ones. They're so cute. So imagine if we made a giant fuzzball. I don't know how I'm even gonna do that, but I always figure out a way. I always make it work. So let me know if you want to see that. This is what it looks like after adding 1 bucket of clay into it. Right now, it's about the size of my dupe dumpling. It looks really good, but we're gonna need about 4 more of these buckets in order to make this gigantic. Let's give it a squish though. Let's see how it's looking. Ooh, wait, this is so nice. I already love this one so much more than my other big dumpling because of the clay. It is so satisfying. Okay, let's add about 4 more buckets into it. My dogs Mila and Spacey are here to support me on this giant dumpling journey. Mila, come say hi. Mila. Mila is getting bigger and bigger every day. Look at her. You're so big and cute. I can't even lift Mila because of how big she is. And Spacey is still small. Right, Spacey? She's always gonna be my little baby. Anyways, let's keep filling this up. Okay, this is the 4th bucket of clay, and this is what it's looking like. It's already so much bigger. It's getting hard to lift up. Let's give it a squish. Oh yeah, feels really nice, and it's super sturdy. But I'm not gonna lie, it's getting really hard to add more and more clay. Ugh, 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 get in there. Okay, we have 1 bucket left. Also unrelated, but I just got this really cool package in the mail and I want to show you guys what I got. So in my last Neato video, I told you guys that I would order a bunch of cool things from Whatnot, and I got a bunch of Neatos in the mail. Look at this giant fuzzball. This is gonna be the inspiration for our giant fuzzball, but I got a bunch of Neatos. Look at this super Neato cool cat. It's like this giant cat. I also got a pink fuzzball, a pink gumdrop, teeny tiny fuzzballs, another blue fuzzball, and I'm really excited about this one. It's called a Mellow Mallow. I have no idea what this one is, but it looks really nice. I am so excited to unbox these in another Neato video, but you know what's the coolest thing? I'm doing a $1,000 giveaway in Whatnot credit. I mentioned all of the details in my last video where I made the world's biggest Neato, so make sure to go watch it to find out how to enter. But you guys still have time because I'm gonna announce the winner in my next Neato video. So make sure you subscribe, go watch that video, and I cannot wait to announce that winner and give you guys a haul. Okay, we're almost done. This is all the clay we have left. And so far, I can still lift it, which is amazing. I'm so happy about that. We did it! We officially made the world's biggest clay dumpling. I love world records, and honestly, right now I have so many of them. But now it's time for the best part. We need to glitterify this because this is not a glitter dumpling without a bunch of glitter. Okay, girly pops, all we're gonna need is Mod Podge, a giant paintbrush, and a ton of beautiful iridescent pink glitter. Honestly, I have never tried this before, which is what always happens. I always try things for the first time with you guys on my channel, and I'm just gonna paint it all over. Just add a good shine. I really hope this works because if it doesn't, then I'm just making a huge mess. And now that it's evenly coated, it's time to add our glitter. I think I'm just gonna start adding some, it's like fairy dust. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna go like this. Ooh, that's a lot. Ooh, but it already looks so pretty. This is so much glitter. Oh my God. This is really fun. It's just super messy. I don't know how I'm gonna get rid of all this glitter. Okay, so something actually horrible happened. After I covered the entire thing in Mod Podge and then added the glitter, I started to notice that when I squished it, it just kept cracking. So what I had to do was wash it all off and start all over because we gotta make sure this is a perfect glitter dumpling. And you know what I noticed? The glitter actually just started to stick onto this dumpling without me adding any glue to it. And it doesn't really come off easily. It just perfectly attached to it. So I feel like if we just add glitter to this, it'll stick to it, and that's all we need to do. And this is a perfect example of how pretty it's going to look. So now we have to start again and just roll it out and just add a bunch more glitter to it. Honestly, this will be much easier because it's not gonna be sticky. The Mod Podge was super sticky, so I had to wait a long time for it to dry. Look at that. This is already so much better. I finally finished covering it in glitter after so long, and look at it. It looks amazing. It is so shiny and beautiful, but now she needs a face, so let's get her paints out. So I'm gonna go in with these jumbo markers, and we wanted to have the same cute kawaii face, so I'm gonna start off with drawing the eyes. Now we just need to give it some blush. So I'm gonna draw 2 circles right under the eyes and fill them in. And now we're gonna add a little white dot on each eye. This is gonna make it look alive. And the last detail is its a little kawaii smile. We finished making our dumpling. This is the result. Doesn't she look amazing? Look at her face. It looks perfect. She looks just like a real dumpling, and she's not that heavy. Like, I can easily lift her up. For reference, this is what an original dumpling looks like, and this is our masterpiece. It is about 50 times bigger, and I am so proud of our creation. I think it turned out amazing. But now let's give it a squish. Oh my gosh! It feels so satisfying. I cannot believe we made this dream come alive. This is so cool. It's definitely not perfect. The glitter does fall off a little bit, but that's okay. We can just add more on. Please help me give her a name in the comments because she is such a queen. Look at her. She needs a name. Also, comment what squishy you want me to turn giant next, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love you. Bye.